Hey, what's up guys? Before I get to just the daily vlog stuff, I have to let you know that All In just dropped a bunch of new scope models for their digiscoping setup. So you guys have seen the All In digiscoping setup I use. This is what you're gonna get in the box when you shop at allin.co. That's allin.co, not .com. Hey, come on, pup. It's my dog playing with their dog chew. Anyways, what? I'm going to list the scope models right here. So if you have any of those scope models and any of the newer smartphones, it's time for you guys to get set up. So you're going to go to the website, you're going to click your phone brand and then your phone model and then your scope brand and your scope model. And what you're going to get is a digiscoping adapter that's going to be friction fit for your specific scope. They are scope specific. You're going to get a magnetic lens cap and a little leash that goes with it to go around your scope. And then of course, when you choose your phone, send you a custom fit phone case for that specific phone that is already dialed and ready to go with the magnetic adapter. So this is my old one. It's got a firefighter sticker, but that's what you're gonna get. So you're gonna carry your phone here. Your optic adapter is gonna be right on your scope at all times. And when you're ready to digiscope, you just connect it via magnets. For you guys who have seen it in person, you already know it's unbelievable. Center alignment every single time. It's the fastest and smoothest way to digiscope. So go to allin.co, use code Eric, save some cash on the setup. You're gonna see me use this in the video a little bit. Go get set up and enjoy the vlog. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. If you watched the last video, I ended up out in Mexico. We're still out here hunting coos deer. Wanted to give you guys a quick look at the new All-In binocular adapter. So you guys know I use All-In to digiscope. That means to film through my spotting scope, but now you can film through your binoculars. Let me show you. So this is a sample of the binocular adapter. I've got the phone case, obviously, and there should be a coos doe in here. Attach it up. Where'd she go? She was in there, but I think she's moved off to some brush. Anyways, I want to give you guys a heads up. Binocular adapters are launching in 2023 this year, so super sweet and convenient. I'm going to use them a lot during my shed hunt, and we're going to use it a bunch while we're glassing off a tripod. Where is it? There's a doe out there.
A coos doe?
Yeah, coos doe.
There ought to be a buck. It's a rat, bro.
I'm keeping an eye on her. She made it, slipped. Oh, I could see her body through the tree. No, she just stepped out. Oh, there's two. Show you guys. Bam. Yeah, see guys, you can film through your binoculars. That's simple. I use the left lens because you can micro focus with the little roller on your binocular. But yeah, this is the kind of country I'm hunting, and that's what it looks like when it's on your binocular. We're just trying to find us a shooter buck or two up here. Pretty country.
One in Mexico in the books.
It was slow, but it's gonna get better.
Oh!
Alright guys, so we're gonna do a little truck talk episode on our long dirt road drive on the way out of this ranch here in Mexico that we were able to hunt coos deer and a little sliver of mule deer hunting there. We negotiated a really good price to hunt mule deer, and I spotted a bomber buck, and unfortunately we're not taking him home. But if you guys have watched my vlogs, you may remember truck talk. Ben and I have done a handful of these episodes. We usually pick a topic and talk about it in the truck. So what's today's episode?
Today we're going to talk about A, getting out of your comfort zone, and B, kind of like doing that thing that you always wanted to do. Like, it seems like anytime me and Eric end up on one of these trips, we start talking about like bucket list stuff, what we always wanted to do. And we both, I mean, on this trip have talked a little bit about how like coming to Mexico and chasing a giant mule deer has been a dream. I know for me, like reading Outdoor Life magazine, Jim Zumbo and Jack O'Connor and all these people growing up, they would talk about hunting deer in Sonora and these big, wide, dark horned muleys. And then, you know, we kind of got to know Mexico through the Coues deer hunting. And this is the first real opportunity either one of us have had to come down here and chase a mule deer. So, I don't know, kind of just like about going on your dream trip and getting out of your comfort zone.
Growing up, I never thought I'd be in a position to be able to travel to Mexico and hunt. I was lucky enough to tag along on a hunt with my buddy Jim and Barry and film for those guys, and they did give me a sliver. They gave me an evening and a morning to be a shooter for a Coues deer buck, which unfortunately I didn't get one. But I've been lucky enough to come down here with Devin and hunt. Last year I shot a sweet Coues deer that'll be mounted. It's going to the Hunt Expo. And then this year Devin invited me again, and here we are now. I had a morning to midday mule deer hunt that was freaking killer. Like the most action you can get in on a mule deer hunt one day without getting one. So super fun. The joke of this trip is I got the full experience of Mexico. The only thing I'm missing is a rack I'm taking home. I got to pull the trigger, I got to stalk, I got to do everything. But I'd say, you know, Mexico may not be like the most popular trip that people are thinking about, but hunting out west and hunting elk seems to be maybe one of the more popular ones. And I get a lot of DMs, like people just don't know how to get started, like where to even start. But I don't know, what do you have, like 2 or 3 tips to like how do you get started even finding an elk hunt?
Yeah, the internet's your best friend. I think everybody knows that. Like you can go there for all types of information, and there's a lot of services out there that can help you start to plan your hunt. There's a lot of people who put content and videos out about this specific topic, and yeah, I think just go and start researching online and then connect with people via social media in areas that you would like to visit and hunt, because I think just talking to an average Joe, they're going to be very willing to just share very basic information. Now, I wouldn't say that they're going to give you spots to hunt necessarily, but they can tell you how, you know, a specific state might work, or if you see somebody that goes to Mexico, you can reach out to them and be like, how does it work to go down there and hunt in Mexico? Like, what do you have to do? Like, what do you need? And you can start kind of preparing that way. Another thing is like, just getting out of your comfort zone in general is difficult. Like, the older you get, it seems like you get more set in your ways. And we were a little bit nervous even coming down on this trip, just because as soon as you plan a trip somewhere, you start hearing all the bad stuff about it.
Yeah.
We started hearing about all the problems they're having with cartel in Mexico, and we even got a little bit like nervous about coming down here. But it's been totally cool, and as long as you're with people that have experience in the area, like, you can really do these things very safely. So
yeah, good tips from Ben. I'd agree. I think one of the biggest steps to making it happen is probably finding a buddy or two that will commit with you, planning the time off at work and just going for it. I met a lot of people in the backcountry of Colorado this year who said the exact same. They just said, hey, I've been thinking about this forever, and I finally found a state with over-the-counter tag. And, you know, we found a unit that we knew had good elk numbers. They did some research through fish and game websites and whatnot, and they just went for it and made it happen. And I've talked to many people who had successful hunts, many people who haven't had success on those elk hunts for many years, but, you know, after you put in the work and learn, eventually it's going to happen for those guys. So yeah, this hunt was one of those where it's like last second. We were kind of nervous with the cartel. Somebody got captured, but it's felt safe. The going across the border felt safe. Checking in my rifle and getting the proper permits was good. We got the paperwork just in time to come down here and bring my own rifle. So just make it happen. You got to take action. You got to spend a lot of time on the computer doing research and asking questions. But all said and done, it's worth it. I mean, a trip like this, you're never going to go home and regret.
No, it's just like something about the atmosphere of it and everything. Like, we always talk when we get on these big hunts, like, you think we'll ever be in this place and see this place again? And it's cool to have those moments, like with your buddies, like as the sun's going down on a glassing point in Mexico. So go have big adventures. You know, how boring your life is kind of up to you. You know, you can decide whether or not you're going to put it off and say, oh, that's for somebody else, or else you can decide to take it by the reins and go. So go do it.
Yeah, make it happen. Well, after gorging ourselves with tortillas and guacamole and all kinds of crap, Ben and I decided to wake up and get the body moving. He's doing some incline treadmill, and I'm using their ginormous variety of free weights to just do some arms and shoulders and honestly just kind of stretch out. So it's a new year. I'm sure plenty of you guys are starting new fitness goals. I am too, but starting it a little late. I'd say this year I've traveled and been out of town a lot more, and I've kind of let myself go more than I have in the previous years, especially last year. But it's all good. We're getting started. We got big goals for this year. We're gonna try to get in shape for shed season so we can go beast mode. And I'll really be pushing it after shed season and through June and July, just because it's like I turned 40 this year and I really want to get in like crisp shape, which for me is just low body fat and good cardio. So it allows me to do all the things I love and live the best life, healthy life. So here we are getting our gains on, doing a few things I can with like 5s, 15s, and one single 20, but at least we're doing something.
I don't want to get sweated up.
Yeah, we gotta
Drop that thing down. I gotta fly.
What are those goals this year, Ben?
Pretty simple for me. It's just getting drop a few pounds before shed season. I want to be down a little lighter and then be buff for the expo. So everybody will see how good I look.
Nice.
Just chill. I don't know. I just want to be in better shape for my kids.
On that hiking trail.
Oh yeah, it's so realistic. Dude, I'll wrap around that tree. Don't hit your head, bro. Nah, just chill today. We'll go hard when we get home.
Well, made it to home sweet home from Mexico. I've been gone for a week or so. My dog hasn't seen me. She's all kenneled up, so we're gonna see how she reacts when it's me opening the kennel and not Kate. Hi, Jade. Who's this? Oh my gosh. Oh, good night, Jade. Let's go, baby. You need to go outside, huh? All right, pup. Go outside and run. Go let your zoomies out. Go. Go out there. Back at the airport the very next day, flying to Missouri this time to go to Kate's company banquet. We're back home again in Salt Lake, and lucky for me it's nice and sunny here. But that last little clip I just wanted to share a few seconds of is on the airplane. So on my flight to and from Missouri both, I watched a documentary about Nolan Ryan. Those of you who are my age and collect baseball cards definitely know who Nolan Ryan is. Arguably the best pitcher of all time, holds 51 records, which I learned through that documentary, Facing Nolan. And I walked away from watching that video a couple times so freaking motivated, and I was already a fan of Nolan. Like I said, when I collected cards, haven't really thought about him much since, but the documentary just shows how hard he really worked and how much he put everything he had into his life when he found out his gift of being able to pitch, and how much he practiced, worked hard, and freaking became, like I said, the best pitcher of all time. So I am downstairs in my basement, stack of baseball cards. I'm gonna go through my cards and find Nolan Ryan, because I'm that much more of a fan of him right now, and I just think it's really cool. So let's dig through these and see what we can find. All right, well, I have got a pretty decent collection of old baseball cards. The first box of Donruss 1991 collectible set. Look who's on the freaking outside cover. Nolan Ryan right there. So I'm sure that's included in the set. But man, I've got so many old cards. Let's take a look. I've shared some of these before. Look, we got Beavis and Butthead. But my better cards, I always kind of put on the side and put them in sleeves. It would take me a minute to probably find some of the Nolan Ryans. I've got some of my better ones in these fancy deals. Like this. Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. Watch out, pup. No slobber on these. So yeah, when I was a kid, I played sports. I collected baseball cards, comic books, all kinds of stuff. But man, I'm really, really inspired by that documentary so much that I want to get Nolan Ryan's cards out, maybe frame a bunch and put them in the movie theater. Well, after spending some time just kind of digging through the random cards, I kept thinking to myself, there's no Nolan Ryans in here, and that's probably because I set them aside because they always were worth more than most average players, and I was a fan, like I said. So I decided to look through these binders and check it out. So scrolling through here, had some football stuff, and then about right here I saw Nolan Ryan. So we got some John Elway. Anyways, I got to here and I was like, bam, the holy grail of my Nolan Ryan cards. Upper Deck, a lot of 1990, 1991, 93. So that's clearly when I was old enough. I was born in 83, but that's when I was old enough to start collecting his cards. Some of his best years were later in his career. The guy pitched till he was 46. So I'm stoked I found these. I already ordered like a baseball card frame off Amazon that I'm going to put some of these in. But yeah, pretty stoked on that. And then I found one more card that was in a hard sleeve. So maybe I ought to look it up. This is a Bowman. It's Texas Rangers again. But yeah, I had that in a hard sleeve. And let's see if we can see the year on this thing. It's a 1989, so I'm going to look this up. 1989 Bowman, Nolan Ryan. See if that's worth anything. Not that it matters. I think they're just cool to have. Going through this stack really kind of brought a lot of memories from my childhood, even the smell of the baseball cards. So I'm sure a lot of you, if you're around my age, you probably got into baseball cards. It was kind of the thing when you were a kid, growing up in the late 80s and the early 90s. If you're my age and you collect baseball cards, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to cut this vlog off. And just a few reminders is these hoodies are going to be dropping on the Get Hushin' mobile app. If you guys haven't downloaded the app, just search Get Hushin' in the App Store. And then the all-in snapshot digiscoping setup has got new scope options. Go check those out. Everything in the link below. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. We'll catch up and follow up on the next one.